This episode is brought to you by Audi. The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the all-new, fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. It's not just a new EV. It's a new way to experience driving. The all-new, fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron is here. The next chapter of Audi starts now.
Welcome back, folks. This is episode 57 of It's About Your Paycheck, but it's a takeover. We're doing It's About People today. And before we get into it all, what's up, Walt?
What's up, man? Happy day to you. I'm good over here. How about you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm excited about this one. Just, again, talking about just, because we are people as well. From day one, like we came up with you came up with the acronym IAP, and then it evolved into, it's not only about payroll, it's about people.
Yeah.
And that's always been there. And then, I think we both just kind of went back and forth with like, oh man, let's talk about other stuff. Let's talk about more stuff. And like, there's so many pressing.
I think I was irritating you with that for a little bit. Like, let's talk about it.
You definitely not irritating, but I was just like, we can't. What do you mean we can't?
Yeah.
Like, this is not it. We're doing payroll. Like, I didn't see where it fit in yet.
Yeah.
Right. It took what 3 years to figure out.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Right. And I just hit Walt the other day, and I was like, Walt, man, I don't think we have the time, but it would be good to do the people show. And you came up with a good idea. You were like, well, let's just take one of our episodes and just do it on our show. And I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. This show, It's About Your Paycheck, is for the masses, so it makes more sense to do it here. We share this show on the payroll platform anyway. Like, so this is the show, this is the platform to do it on.
Yep.
You see, as we have IAP right here, it's about people as well. So yeah, man, I'm excited about it. One of the things I'll start off. One of the things that we got going is a self-care mental. This is new. This is not the financial challenge.
Yeah.
Well, you got all right. Well, talk me through this now.
So look, we wanted to talk about people, and one of the things that we're both big on is mental wellness and self-care. Even those around us that love us, our friends or family, are big on that, right? About making sure that everybody's good. So wanted to be transparent. This is our first type of show doing this. So I wanted to ask you a question and see if you were okay being vulnerable with the people, and say, like, you usually are, and I usually am too.
Yeah.
And say, like, hey, where have you approved and or struggled recently?
Okay. I like that.
In terms of self-care or mental wellness.
Yeah.
If you're okay sharing it.
No, I am. I just got to gauge how much I can share. I think it's finding that balance. I just one of the things I've been struggling with is where I'm at my age, right? And I don't know. I had called it out early on. I was like, it's not a midlife crisis; it's a midlife reevaluation.
Recalibration.
And like that recalibration, because I'm not breaking down crisis mode. It's not where I'm at.
Yeah.
But it's just like an assessment. It's like, all right, well, what am I doing? What do I need to change?
Yeah.
I don't want to get stuck in old habits. One of the things that I really work on a lot is how I engage with my family, right? With my daughters and my son, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that, and I literally have a note, like a little Post-it that I taped down right here on my desk, and it says "Speak softly," right? Because I tend to, just where I'm from, and not only am I from New York and Latino, New York from New York, we're like just naturally loud. And naturally aggressive.
And then you have a voice that carries too.
And then
right?
I have a voice that carries.
Yeah.
Exactly. My wife would always be like, yo, you need an inside voice. So, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And that's something. So I still struggle with that, engaging with them. And as a parent, I don't know if this is mental well, but that's the yeah.
It's all
So
part of it, man.
self-care, yeah, I need to get we're talking self-care. I'm trying to figure out how to work exercise into my regular schedule. I haven't been able to do that. I was doing it for a while and I just fell off. And then so I need to get myself back on track. What about you?
So for me, first of all, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Being transparent about those things and opening up a little bit of your life and what you've experienced. And I'm sure it can help someone out there. And look, for me, I'll start with the self-care piece. I've been working out. I haven't missed a week so far. The frequency of days may fluctuate. Like one week I'll do 3, the next week I maybe do 4. So one week I may do
Great.
2. But I
Great.
still have hit at working out every week, right?
Yep.
So that's the self-care part that I love that I'm getting back to because I love how I feel, and I'm not getting as sore anymore as I used to, and everything like that. But the mental wellness piece I can speak to, and I think everybody goes through that, right? Because I had high expectations for myself and for my life, and I thought I would be in a different place by the age of 42, going on 43 this year. And I wanted to, thought I was going to heard all my life that, you're going to be a multimillionaire, you're going to be wealthy, you're going to be a multimillionaire, you're going to be wealthy, and this and that. And it hasn't manifested for me yet. But, I think that it's those expectations that I was expecting for myself that haven't happened yet. And I have to understand that it's okay that I'm still on the path I need to be on. I just may need to change my thought process a little bit. And I used to hate on others, just being real. I used to hate on other people on TV, like, I see these athletes balling out of control and making money and making silly mistakes and still going out there to be able to get their millions of dollars, contract and stuff like that. And just like, man, like, I'm talented and this and that. Why not me? Not just being a hater for no reason, especially in my younger days. That I've grown out of that and changed that. But for a long time, that's a place that I was at. And I had to change my mindset and really say, hey, good for them, and be appreciative for their experience. Because just because somebody has all the money in the world doesn't mean they have happiness or peace. Doesn't even mean that their life is their own.
Yep.
Because their life is exposed to the world. When you're an athlete, like you want
when you're
privacy.
a celebrity, yeah.
When you're a celebrity, you want peace and quiet and stuff like that. And so I think that's for me, some of the places that I've improved with self-care, some of the places that I need to continue to work on, because it's not like I've arrived. I still have my days where I'm just like, man, dang, like, did I make the right choice for my career? Did I, make the right choice by deciding against going to school to get a degree for myself? Should I go back to school? Those are different things, and I think it's all part of mental wellness, because there's a little bit. I don't know how I graduated high school because I wasn't paying attention.
It's called social promotion. That's how you graduate.
I always did well on tests and stuff. I didn't have to study hard. Yeah, I didn't have to study hard or anything like that. But
I hated that. I hated that guy.
I would just do like a 15-minute thing before the test and be like, oh, and pass it, right? And it's just like, yeah, I know. But I just had a lot of stuff going on as a kid back then, right? So I know I'm really like really just going deep in here, but I just wanted to share this mental wellness piece about it, right? And just say like, hey, we're all human. We all have to. This thing is it's a process that we're in. Life is a process.
It's right. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes. And that's something that we have to realize is that.
Hey, it's Bob Pulver, host to You Podcast. Human-centric AI, AI-driven transformation, hiring for skills and potential, dynamic workforce ecosystems, responsible innovation. These are some of the themes my expert guests and I chat about, and we certainly geek out on the details. Nothing too technical. I hope you check it out.
we got to just keep running. We just
Yeah.
got to keep running, you know?
Yeah.
So, all right,
Yeah,
man.
no doubt.
I have a quick article, and I think you're going to like this one. It's a scientific, and I know you like scientific stuff,
I do.
when science proves stuff,
Yep.
but it said that the greatest genre of music of all time is what?
Hip hop.
Hip hop.
No way.
Yes, look at the article that I posted there. It says scientists just determined the most important, influential genre of music of all time, and it's hip hop.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it's an article that's out there. I thought it was really fascinating for me. I thought you would love it.
I
And
do.
so it said I'm not gonna go into all of it, but
Right.
it said one of the reasons that hip hop is widespread because now you see so many people doing it, right? You see so many people that are influenced by it. I see on TikTok these old British guys rapping, and you know,
Yep.
I see, different Kendrick Lamar. To your point, like there's a Kendrick Lamar challenge now out there. You know, where restaurants and employees doing the Kendrick Lamar little dance, little walk he was doing at the Super Bowl, right? And so it said that that the reason that hip hop was being so influential is because of the new sounds that it brought to music. Think about it.
Yep.
But like before hip hop, nobody ever heard some of the sounds. Now it's influenced every genre.
Every other
genre. A lot of pop sounds like hip hopish.
Yes.
Some country sounds hip hopish.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
just even the emergence of black and brown people in country music.
Yeah.
Like that I'd love to see. And not Beyonce, y'all. There's some real I'm not trying to diss her at all, but I'm sorry.
She won country album of the year.
So anywho, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, so check it out, y'all. We'll be in the show notes.
I'm definitely gonna check that one out. Mine is and let me put this in the show notes here because we were talking about mental wellness and just from like the employee piece of it all, because we still talk about well-being, like just well-being and whatnot. So it says 63% of employers now rank enhancing well-being programs as a top priority.
Wow.
So a lot of companies are recognizing that it's more important. I think, we mentioned Gen Z in one of these conversations, and I think Gen Z are really, maybe even millennials. I think it starts in the millennials where we just kind of, not we, but millennials and Gen Z are demanding different experiences. And me and you come from a generation where it's like, be happy you got a job, fool. You know what I mean? Whereas the new generations are like, you be happy that I'm even working here.
Yep. I don't like this job. I'm out.
I'm out. And I like that, not that, because I think folks needed to recognize that the human piece of it. And if you don't take care of your folks.
People started to push back, right? This generation started to push back. You know what? Because speaking to that CEO that I spoke about on the other show, right? About how he said, hey, you're just another butt in the seat to me.
Yep.
Basically, right, to that employer, to that person. And then, the employee or the people were like, hey, I can go get another job. I can go get, I'm a hustler. I'm from New York, like Brian. I'm going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's lots of people out there that have made that decision. So it's good to see because they had that bravery, right? Because there were a lot of people that I've come into in my life and career that were scared to take that step to leave because they were so invested. So they're like, hey, I haven't gotten a pay raise in a couple of years, but,
I've been here so long. Yeah, I know folks like that too. They've been there and they won't leave. I mean, and it's. I hope they're treated well because it's a rarity to find folks at jobs for so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good segment, man. So I got another quick segment for you here. It's only 5 minutes. So it's called "Prove Me Wrong." All right. So. My argument is that we are better off without a large group of friends. Prove me wrong.
Well, I think what makes it hard to prove you wrong, or where I could argue, is friends, right? I think if we're being loose with that term, then no, I could argue that a large group of friends is important just in networking and in life and having a friend group to lean on for,
Of course, yes.
you
Naturally,
know,
you'd be closer to some than others. And
for
that,
sure.
yeah.
Right. Better off with a large group of friends. I don't, you know, I don't know if I subscribe to it. I mean, because I think age has something to do with it too. When you're young,
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of folks like group, you know, you like a lot of friends is important. But as we get older, it's less important, you
Yeah, you
know.
lose touch and you
It's
realize, like,
so easy to lose touch
you
as
realize that,
life
hey,
goes on.
we weren't aligned in some of our morals and our
Oh,
values,
yeah.
and
Hmm.
they're
Yeah.
anti-vaxxers and we're vax.
Yeah.
You
Just
know,
to name one difference is, yeah, exactly. We're better off without a large group of friends. So that's your statement. You're like, no,
yeah,
and you believe that. You
yeah.
feel like
I do,
you're
I
better
do.
off.
I think we need I think you need to be very selective about who you let into your life, because I think the more people that you consider friends
I think that's the key word, friends.
and you let them into your life, the more exposed you are. Because
Hmm.
the more people you have in your life, the more friends you have in your life, the more people you have as potential haters or blockers or
Yeah,
whatever in life too,
no
in my
doubt.
opinion.
I
Maybe
agree.
that's because I'm jaded from experience, but look.
No, experience. And that's why I said it's different with age, because like when you're young and you haven't been burned by people as much, you're
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh, my friends, I know you kind of value your self-worth is like based on your friend group,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And that's something that I have learned and struggled with through the years, because my younger years, like my family at one point was so social, right? Like
yeah,
we
yeah.
always, you know, just
Everybody
us
hung
getting,
out.
yes, everybody hung out and we always invited friends into the family and things like that. And, you know, it was such a big part of my youth and growing up
Yeah.
that I thought that was the key, right? And I thought that was so important.
Mm,
And in, you know, throughout life, I made bad decisions because I was like, oh, it's more important to do this with the friends group. It's more important to do, you know, have friends and be social. And it's not the case because,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. Look,
y-
people change. Like, look,
yeah,
I used to hang out with my cousins a lot. We went to the same church, same religious groups and stuff like that, and we would usually go hang out in my uncle's house and just be us there. And there was that closeness for a lot of times in our teenage years. And as we grew older, like certain choices I made, certain choices they made, you grow apart, and things happen. And the next thing you know, like, you're not as close as you used to be.
yeah.
And I used to feel hurt about stuff like that, but then until I was on the other side of it, right? And until I was the one that made somebody else feel hurt.
Mhm.
And it's just like, well, I thought, I didn't know you felt like that. I didn't know, it is what it is. And so then I had to understand, like, it's a part of life, man.
Yep.
People may come and go, whether that's friends or family. And so that's why I also think that you should not have a large group of friends, because you could avoid some of that too. Not that I'm trying to avoid the hurt or whatever, or the pain, but it's just like, you might, some people are in your life for a season and others are for life.
Yeah. Season, reason, or a lifetime.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right,
I like
man.
it. And before we get into it, man, let's pay some bills.
All right. So as you're setting ambitious goals for 2025, remember that a well-organized team is the foundation for success. Close-knit team, friend group, whatever it is. In 2025, streamline your business operations with Team Time Track. I said Team
Team
Time Track.
track. Time track.
Time Track Go. Their user-friendly time tracking software empowers you to get organized. So say goodbye to those messy timesheets and inaccurate time entries. Effortlessly track employee hours with their user-friendly time clock. Streamline those time off requests and approvals with their intuitive system. And then you can also automate vacation and sick leave policies.
And if you're looking to make 2025 your most productive year ever, sign up for a free trial today, timetrackgo.com, and experience the difference. In just minutes, you'll be on your way to increased productivity, reduced payroll errors, improved employee satisfaction, and more time to focus on what matters most. And that's what we're here to talk about today, what matters most, right? But before that, don't let time tracking become a burden. Let Time Track Go simplify your life and help you achieve your goals in 2025. Like Walt said, we want to thrive in 25 and visit. A wise man said, we want to thrive in 25.
A weathered man said.
A weathered man. So visit www.timetrakgo.com. That is timetrackgo.com. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, man.
All right.
So today's topic is, is it a compliment or a concern? And so I really wanted to talk about this one. Go ahead.
No, I really want to know what prompted this, because we were talking about a bunch of other topics, and I was like, and not that, and none of them were bad, but this one was new. So I'm like, did something prompt this? Can you share what prompted it?
Let me see what prompted it. It was something that I think I experienced personally.
Okay.
And wanted to just talk about it, and say, hey, not recently, but something I just thought about. And so I had a thought about it. I was just like, well, man, this person said this, but they really had a hidden agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it was just like, dang, so was it really a compliment, or was it really them trying to manipulate and, whatever, and really telling me how they really felt about the situation, or about this or about that? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, are you able to give an example? But I could give an example.
Yes, I got a perfect example.
Okay,
look,
go for it.
Example, right? And this is why you should keep a small circle of friends. So, look, and, I was dating somebody in the military, and
more rewards, more savings. With American Express Business Gold, earn up to $395 back in annual statement credits on eligible purchases at select shipping, food delivery, and retail subscription merchants. Enjoy the benefits of membership with the Amex Business Gold Card. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
This guy gave the compliment to me about the person I was, the woman I was dating at the time. And he basically was like, man, that's a good girl right there.
Mm.
You got to keep an eye on her.
I knew it.
It's just like, man, why would you say that?
Keep an eye on you, not her.
You got to keep an eye on her. And then come to find out, because I worked in a different area of the military at the time, and she worked somewhere else. And so come to find out, he was trying to, I can't say it. I'm going to say it the clean version, because the kids today say something else. So I was going to say what the kids say, but he was trying to get at her.
Okay.
When I was away.
What did the kids say? What you gonna?
Well, they say they're trying to. He was trying to fuck on your girl.
Fuck on your girl, dang.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they the slang, and see, that's another part where I feel old because I hear the slang and I'm like,
yeah,
I can't
just want
connect
to talk
to
regular
it.
English.
Yeah, my son's age is Sigma and Riz.
Yeah,
and
spitting game Riz.
Yeah, Giat. I like
Oh,
Giat.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. But yeah, man. No, so that's my example. What example do you have?
Well, it made me think of. Made me think of a bunch of things. So it makes me think of how Southerners, bless your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's not really a compliment in all. It depends. It's like one of those things, like how New Yorkers be like, "You good?" You good could mean so many different things. I think bless your heart could mean that. You good could be a compliment or not, or threat. You know what I mean? So compliment or not. Yeah. So it made me think of that. And
Yeah, because like that bless your heart thing could be like, oh my God, it's like genuine sympathy.
Right.
Or it could be
Or it
like
could be like, you're a
contempt.
dumbass.
Like, yeah,
Yes, you're a dumbass.
you're condemning them like, oh, bless your heart. Your soul
Right.
is stupid.
Right. And it made me think of something my uncle used to say, may he rest in peace. He used to say, you know, when people joke around, you know, when people joke, and he would just say, there's truth in that joking. Be careful how people joke with you, because there's truth in those jokes, right? There's you know, where there's smoke there's fire type of deal.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And you know, like it's how we laugh at jokes hard because there's a truth and connection to it. You
Yeah.
know, and maybe the joke may be dissing somebody else and maybe, you know, be framed as a compliment or whatever, right? But it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all right. So what else you got here?
So look, I have some stats and some information about compliments versus hidden agendas, right? In personal relationships. So in personal interactions, the authenticity of compliments can greatly influence, you know, trust and emotional connections, right? So there are some studies out there that revealed that about 20 to 30% of compliments in personal settings are perceived, such as seeking approval or manipulating emotions of the situation, right? And so, you know, so it says that it's perceived by the receiver of the compliment. Like, okay, so that 20 to 30% of people are like, you know, are you really? Is that what you really mean?
Right.
Are you trying to? Is that a dig? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, or whatever.
Being funny.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or like how people be like, "Oh, nice shirt."
Yeah.
Like, wait.
Yeah.
You being funny or?
Yeah, you being funny, you being serious. Like, and look, some of that could be because of our own defensiveness, our own things. It's like, you know, we have our own things, and some of it could be, you know, you really just want to check and see if this person's calling you out or taking a shot at you, right? And so, genuine compliments are categorized as by their specificness and the alignment with the individual's traits and actions, right? So, in contrast, compliments with hidden agendas may appear overly flattering or inconsistent with the giver's usual behavior. So, like, it's over the top. Yes.
Who doesn't compliment all of a sudden is complimented.
Being over the top. Yes, bro.
Yeah.
So you wanna do number 2?
Yeah, sure. Statistics on compliments. Oh, this is, I'll always love the statistics. So a survey found that 65% of individuals have received compliments that felt insincere. Wow, causing them to question the giver's true intentions. Around 40% of people admit to giving compliments with the aim of achieving a personal benefit, such as improving their social standing or mending a strained relationship. And then research also indicates that 70% of people value compliments more when they come from trusted sources or are accompanied by genuine actions.
So think about that. Like,
I like that.
For the second one that you read, around 40% of people admitted to giving compliments with trying to get a leg up.
Yep.
Like
having some hidden agenda, basically.
Yeah. Right? You know, like, think about that. You have that one, and I hate to keep harping on the same example, but you have that one friend that is, you know, your boy or your girl or whatever, your person in your life, and they know you're having issues at home with your significant other. And because you vent to them stuff and like, hey, you're my confidant, I'm telling you what's going on, and the next thing you know, that person's like, oh, all right, yeah, well, she fine or he fine or they fine or whatever, so let me just slide over here and try to get what I want, and then next thing you know, something's going on. So somebody sliding into the DMs, and you know, it's true. Like,
nah, I get it.
And I think that's why it's important to set boundaries, right? And, you know, maybe address those disingenuous compliments, right? Do you feel like you should call somebody out on a disingenuous compliment?
I don't know. I think you gotta like you know, if your spidey senses go up, you know, if your gut, your intuition is telling you it's not sincere, because what did it say? 65% of individuals have received compliments that felt insincere.
Yeah.
So that's more often than not. You know what I mean? So if that's how you feel, then you make note of it. I don't think you always have to call it out. You got to see how the relationship plays out. Is it a new relationship? Is it an old relationship? You know, I think, I don't know if this is in here, but, I think opposite sexes have to be careful how they compliment each other.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, even same sex, but I think.
Yeah, because you're going to make somebody feel some type of way that way too.
You can. Yeah, you can.
And be like, those are nice pants you have on, Brian.
Depending how that goes, like, that's the thing. I'm like, you know.
And you can say that to a female too. Those are nice pants you have on.
We can't say it like that, Walt.
I know, bro. That's why I did it. You can't say it like that, man.
Can't say it. But there is no right or wrong way to say it. I don't know, bro. I let me ask you this. So we're talking about, I know there's another thing here and you end it off, but we still, man, we had time. But how do you use compliments? Like, are you conscious of it? How do you do it?
I'm usually try to be,
Oh, really?
I usually try to be consistent with everyone that I interact with, male or female. And I tell them, keep shining, or you're awesome. You're a superstar.
But is that compliment or is that?
Yes, that's a compliment, like some
Really?
sort of praise or compliment. Yeah, telling somebody they're a superstar, like telling somebody like, "Hey, you're awesome." Like I think, to me, I would take that.
Okay.
I would take that as a compliment, right?
I think you frame it very well, though. You frame it more as encouragement, like positive encouragement.
Yeah,
So,
and I frame it around that, right? And I try to make sure that I stay in that bubble because you got to be careful these days with what you say about to people or about people.
Canceled real quick.
Yeah, because like I know there was one time in my own personal life where I commented on somebody's hair, and she felt some type of way. I was like, "Oh, did you do your hair? Did you cut your hair? Did you do something with your hair?" And that's it. I didn't touch her hair. I wasn't too close to her.
Right.
I didn't reach out and touch her or anything like that. I didn't do anything like that. And
then she just got mad.
Still felt some type of way. Yeah.
Really?
I didn't feel comfortable, and they called me in the HR. It's like, well, she don't want to do anything. She just didn't feel comfortable. I'm just like,
she didn't like your ass. That's all I was. She didn't
I was
like
like,
your ass.
I mean, I don't say that to her.
You don't go all. I know, but she didn't like something about you because, like, most people would not have gone all out their way to bring you into HR police. You know what I mean?
I don't know her story, so at the time I was pissed off. I don't know what happened to the lady, man. Like, who knows? Something could happen to her in life. And I know that's me being like, whatever.
You're so graceful. You're so graceful. Like, yeah. I honestly don't compliment a lot, especially at work.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just a safer way to go, unless I'm, I use it super sparingly, because then I feel like I feel like the other person's gonna be like, oh, that's more genuine because he never compliments, so it's more of a genuine thing. I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's kind of opposite of what the thing said.
Opposite?
Yeah, because it said if the person never gives a compliment and then all of a sudden they give it, then it'll be taken like it's not genuine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not me. When I give it, because I do actually, but I just try to curb myself at work. You know what I mean? That's it.
I get it.
Yeah,
and look, that may be the smart thing. Look, I don't give it to everybody. I don't say it to everybody. Like
still, even the way you say, keep shining, you're awesome. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's I think it's positive talk, encouragement, and talk. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing the leadership in you that
I've said it to people in the C-suite. Like, hey, keep shining.
No doubt.
Look, because I'm like, hey, I'm going to say it to everybody.
Right.
So nobody can say like, hey, Walt said it to me and, he meant it this way. No, everybody can get that. Keep shining. Everybody can get it.
Everybody can get it. All right. So let's cover the last point here. You want before we close it out? I'm sorry to cut you. So we covered number 3.
Which one? Setting boundaries. Yeah, we talked about setting boundaries and if a compliment, calling somebody out on it and stuff like that. Maybe we didn't get into the boundaries part.
No. I guess bound because I didn't hear the word boundaries. That's all.
Yeah. So look,
yeah.
I guess you do have to set boundaries, right? Like, because when it comes to paying compliments, because look, and you have to have respect. You have to, there has to be respect. Because look, Brian and I have known each other. I know Brian's family. I know his wife. I know his kids. I know, like, so I know his mom. I met his mother-in-law. Like, I know them, right?
Yeah.
But there's a certain line that can't be crossed. Like, from my viewpoint, that I should never cross with Brian or anybody outside of Brian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't like say like, I might say give his mom a compliment or whatever, because of how she sees me. But like anybody else, I need to tread lightly with that, right?
Because it's all females in my family.
Yes, yes,
other than
bro.
my son, it's just all yes, we're
bro.
surrounded.
But even with the little ones, male or female or not, like I have to tread lightly with the compliments that I give and use wisdom with those things, because like it could either be a compliment or it could seem like I'm being covetous. Like I want what you got.
Yeah, I don't take it that way.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know you don't, because you know the rapport we have, but
yeah.
I don't know what's going on in somebody else's head.
Hi, this is Stacey Harris.
And this is Terry Zipper, and we're the host of the two podcasts under the HR Huddle.
On Spilling the Tea on HR Tech, we uncover the latest trends, truths, and challenges from Sapient Insight Group's groundbreaking research and our analyst insights, serving up everything you need to know about HR tech with no sugarcoating.
And on HR We Have a Problem, we tackle the toughest workplace challenges head on, offering you expert advice and actionable solutions to help HR leaders thrive in today's fast-changing world. Whether you want the scoop on tech or tools to solve people problems, we've got you covered.
Take a listen and subscribe. If you want to become part of our community, we'd love to see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like for me, that's just how I feel about it. Like me and Brian have those boundaries. Okay, so I think I could talk about this. What happened with me and you in Orlando, right? I used to communication. I'm a touchy person, right? I'm like, oh yeah, bro, like yeah. And then I didn't know that Brian was having a reaction to that, because a lot of times he didn't say nothing until one time he just like kind of just popped off and we had an exchange, and I was just like, bro, what's the I've been doing that for so long. What the hell, man? And so he finally said something to me about it. Now the way that we handled it, maybe we could have done it a little bit better, or maybe Brian's could have said something to me before then.
We had a few beers. It was like at the end of the night already, so
yeah,
that may have played an impact.
Brian almost wanted to throw hands. I was the one who was ready to fight.
Exactly.
I was the one who was ready to fight, bro. I was loose. Man, but like, I
was poking the shit out of my shoulder.
I wasn't
like
that.
Bang.
No,
Yes, you
no, I wasn't, bro.
He was like,
no,
yo,
I wasn't.
That's how it
no,
felt.
I wasn't.
It was like a little.
No, bro. That's what you did to me. Like, you
Oh, that's right.
Overdid it. You overdid it. I was just like, because I didn't know that Brian was triggered, right?
Yeah.
And so like I didn't know he was triggered, so we had to set that boundary.
Now you bring it back to boundaries.
So, you know what I'm saying? So I had to set that boundary, and that's in our brotherhood, right? That's in our friendship relationship, right? That boundary had to be set. More so at work, more so in those connected around Brian, right? I have to use wisdom as his brother, as his friend, to make sure that I'm not crossing any lines. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I shouldn't make any backhanded comments to his significant other, his kids, anybody outside of Brian, because I have a deeper rapport with Brian than anybody else. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's what the boundaries are. Now, if everybody's all around and I have my lady there and then Brian's lady there, and we're all joking together, and then like that's where the conversation is, and everybody's cool with that, then that's different.
Right.
Than me being like, yo,
it's
Brian.
in a trusted space. And...
Yo, Brian.
Right.
Shorty, bad, bro. You know, like, like Brian gonna be like, okay, not too much, all right? For real, I know I would. Like, not too much,
Yeah,
bro.
you
All right?
see, there you go. Yeah, no doubt. I know, and I have a friend that, and I feel like it's only one that
Mm-hmm.
he would always compliment my wife, even since we were kids. But I don't know. I feel like he was so sincere with it that I never took it away.
Yeah. I got you.
You
I
know what
got
I
you.
mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think he ever was inappropriate.
Good.
So
Okay.
yeah, because wifey would have told me. So, but I get it, because like you're like, hey, are you complimenting? Is that just a compliment,
And it works the
or
other
is
way
it
around
more?
with
Right.
us, right? Because the women don't like to pretend. They like to pretend like they're not protective or anything like that. But
Mm-hmm.
they, you know, if a woman compliments her man too much, she's like, all
Oh,
right, check.
forget about comp. Oh my gosh, my daughter, my oldest, when like if the cash register at Walmart talked to me too much, she would come back and report to wifey like,
Yeah,
he was real nice. She was real nice to
yeah. She was all
dad.
smiling,
Yeah,
kiki,
yup. Well, Kiki and talking too much to dad. He was
the
just talking
waitress.
too much to yup. So they pick up on it, man. And they
Yeah,
don't even have you don't even have to compliment. You could just be like, this person is talking too much to
you
you.
could just smile.
Like,
Just smiling at.
what? What do you mean? What do you mean? And
Yep.
there's a couple online that does a skit, and the wife is crazy.
Yeah.
That's my boy. And yeah, so stuff like that. So yeah, anywho, we're at time, and that was great, man. That was awesome. So
Mantra of the day, man. Right. So it goes. I shall choose trust, but will always verify.
he said, "I shall choose to trust, but will always verify." I guess it kind of based on the statistics, we have to be skeptical of compliments.
You have to examine them because some of us can be nonchalant about it. And this person's over here pining for, it may not be your romantic partner. It could be your life in general. It
Yeah.
could be those different things and stuff like that. And they could be pining over just wanting what you have. And you could just be oblivious to it. Like, oh, that's just something that he or she says all the time. But
Yeah.
you know, this also said that their actions, right? Their actions are going to speak louder than their words. So are they, if they're crazy enough to try something,
Yes,
then their actions are going to show that. Yeah.
It's going to show that. Yeah, and I think that's what my uncle always tried to teach me. Like, there's truth in those jokes. There's truth in those
A little bit of
things.
truth.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? So yeah, and so look at that. It ends up being really a lesson. Like, we unfortunately have to be, based on the stats, we have to be skeptical of compliments.
We have to be watchful.
Yeah.
I would prefer to be more watchful than skeptical because maybe I should be more skeptical because maybe I give Grace too much. No, but no, honestly, I do examine. I'm very analytical about stuff. I just don't always say it, but I do look at what people say a lot.
Somebody connected. We'll be back. We'll be back on a monthly.
Yeah. See you next month.
See you next month. It's about people. All right, y'all. Peace. We love you.